Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Good evening, madam. Good evening, madam.
Good evening, all.
All right. So, to begin with, this is a continuation of relationship coaching, which we were looking into. Last week, I gave you few concepts from TA, which we call as like transactional analysis of how to make adult communication rather than being in the state while communicating to the partner, or being in a child state while communicating to the partner, because based on that is what we get our responses. Today, we are looking into a very different aspect that can help us. Why we have chosen this particular aspect is anatomically, physiologically, and psychologically, we are all very different, whether it is men or women or transgenders, whatever. No, the kind of make, the structure, the functioning is quite different. All right. So, in connection to that, we're just going to look into what are the commonalities among men and women, though we are not generalizing. The majority of the population, based on whatever scientific information we have and researches conducted prior, whatever information we have received in connection to that, I've made a few slides which can explain to us how most men can be different from women. And structurally, also scientifically, they say that the organic structure of the brain is quite different for women and men. So, based on which people can exhibit behaviors, and the way people can feel emotions, express emotions, can be very different. And the hormone secreted in the body of a woman is quite different from what is secreted in a male. So this makes the difference between who we are, what kind of a person we are, and like, the differences between um, people. So you can have a look into what are certain common grounds that both genders seek. Everyone wants emotional connection in their own way. Everybody demands respect, someone whom we can trust, rely on, friendship, companionship, looking for companionship in our partner. And that is one of the reason that, like, even senior citizens are, we encourage as psychologists to go in for marriage if they want to get married, because they're looking for companionship at that age. And intimacy, whether it is emotional intimacy or physical intimacy, it is mandatory in a relationship. So each of us want to feel loved. So when we look into Maslow's hierarchy, also once the basic needs of an individual's, like a food, thirst, all that is like taken care of, the tendency of the human is to next look into protection. Once the safety needs, like being in locked houses and having a roof on top, is like once we receive those primary basic needs, The next need will be looking for love, to give love, to receive love, that way to have it keep going. Mutual support is also key. Both partners should feel like they have someone who's truly in their corner, and yeah, and a sense of purpose, and building up together, growing together, sharing with each other, and showing closeness in ways which we know is a universal need, and we cannot differentiate this based on gender because it's quite common. A few slides which I show can help you to understand what difference it makes. Emotional expressions and communication can be very different for men as well as women. There's a change in the meet structure where admitting a guest is a little new. All right, thank you. So, when we look into the differences of what men um, express in a relationship and what women express in a relationship can be quite different. As I told you earlier, we're not generalizing here, but we're just trying to look into what difference it is. So most women, when we look, they often place a high value on verbal communication. Women can be very communicative verbally. They like to express their emotions, what they feel openly. They don't want to like hide. If the woman is feeling sad, she will immediately want to share that with her husband. Or if she's frustrated over something at workplace or something happens at home, she was feeling frustrated, she will be looking for her most of the times. I'm not generalizing, most women might be wanting to express that, communicate that with a partner. And one thing is that they'll be looking for the same from the other side also, the response from them as well, to communicate, to speak about it. And they will like, they're not feeling any vulnerability or shame in expressing it, in generally women. And the problem is they're looking that same from the spouse. When they look for the same, for them also to express and for them to build an intimacy and an emotional closeness, but maybe requiring the spouse to also give it to them might be trouble. Where, because sometimes, as I told you, the functioning is totally different. So most men are often less comfortable with emotional vulnerability. What is emotional vulnerability here is the society has expected certain standards for men. So if they're able to fit in, like what I was trying to say is, people are raised in different kinds of environments. So worldwide we can see this, that whatever said and done, today our society is a male dominant society. So in that, if a woman cries, that is like quite it's considered to be a natural thing. There is nothing wrong in it. It is quite, people feel it's quite it's a quite common thing. But it's not the same in the case of a man. Worldwide, if a man cries, he's looked up as a weak person. So thereby men generally don't like to express their emotions because they might be judged as being weak. It's like for them it might sound like expressing their vulnerability. It comes even within the family because they are not used to doing it to their mothers most of the time. They're not being doing that to their fathers or sisters or brothers. They don't cry most of the time, or even whether it is a frustration, they don't immediately open up. They're more like meant to bottling up things in the heart. So that way, I think men look at it as an unmanly thing. It's not very manly of me to express it. Whereas for women, that kind of a constraint is not existing in our system. Men might show love through actions. Men are prone to look at things through actions. Maybe at home, when they're most of the time when they are having a free time, they may watch TV, they might watch some sports, whatever it is. The way of expressing love to the spouse will be fixing up things which are not fixed up. Maybe there's a pipeline which is leaking for a long time. They'll utilize that time to uh, put it in place, put it in the proper alignment. If there is some leakage in the sink, they might work on it. They might call someone in, they might bring in an electrician to do the electrical work. So they want to keep their family protected. They're still doing it for their wife. Certain things which maybe they're seeing that is not fixed at home or around the home, being whatever the necessary papers to register, to apply for the voter ID or change of address or rental agreement. So most of these complex things they take initiative to do and see to that. uh, I'm talking about a healthy minded male might take initiatives and try to help a woman in times where he feels that she might be putting effort. Let her not take that effort, let me put that effort, could be what the man is feeling authentically, and that is the way he expresses his concern and emotional closeness towards the other gender. So in sorting out certain problems, whatever be it, and showing up in times of need. So a man should be very protective of his wife, and that's how nature has created men, even from early man. When man was a early man, so birthing was the only responsibility of the woman those days, and to nurture the children. The man would run for hunting, and the man used to set up fire around to uh, keep it protective for the family from animals. So that is how it has been from those time to for fetching food and other thing. Men are more designed in a way that they are providers and protective of their family, protective of the wife and their children. Here we are looking into love languages and affection. Men and women often differ in how they express and prefer to receive love. So I think some of you might have read this Gary Chapman's concept of the five love languages. Words of affirmation, giving an appreciation, and through words like expressing your love, like it could be encouragement, it could be gratitude, it can be oneness, and it could be kind of feeling mm, expressing love. It can be expressing faith, it can be a sign of togetherness, whatever. No, to verbally express it, give it in words. Even giving a card where there is something, there's a strong message written which they romantically want to communicate to the partner. It could be forgiveness, whatever it is, through words it can be given. And some acts of service, sometimes running around the home, helping in the kitchen, helping at when it is generally considered a role of the opposite gender, nowadays when it is shared responsibility, men tend to help in the kitchen when they really want to show love and affection. Some women help men with their finances, with their business, whatever the need is. In terms of like whatever they have some unfinished work, women can also do provide the necessary service. Sometimes we would have seen in most of the families that the cooking and serving is done by women. It's an act of love which they express towards the male. Receiving gifts, whether it is a male or a female, that is a love language which receiving, in the sense we receive it because someone is giving. That giver is the, it is the giver's love language. I like to buy things for my wife. I like her to wear different kinds of saris. She's interested in saris, so I'm getting her different kind of clothing. Or the woman providing frequent gifts, taking the man on her man on trips, to go for a retreat. So booking those retreats and such things can be gifting someone something which can mean a lot to the other person. So that is a love language which a person can express. Then quality time. So spending quality time, I think giving someone time is the best thing that we can do to each other in a relationship. So most women are more likely to value words of affirmation or quality time. So generally research says that this is the kind of love language that a woman prefers. Physical touch, men more frequently prioritize physical touch as their primary love language. Sometimes it is misunderstood or misinterpreted as lust, but I think that is a way in which most men know to express their love, and to them it means like uh, quite different to what a woman can interpret it. And if this understanding can be balanced, it could really make miracles in life among the couple, enhancing the quality of relationship. So when we are a relationship coach, I think we need to touch on various topics including intimacy and the sexual life of the couple, whoever is taking up coaching from you. Women value physical intimacy as well as men. To men also, it means a lot. But the difference that it makes is emotional connection comes as a priority for a woman to have sex with a male. I mean, her partner. Um, so to have physical relationship, that emotional connection needs to be established is a requirement of a woman. If they don't feel emotionally safe, the man is keeping the woman in a vulnerable state, and not appreciating she's not appreciated for whatever effort she's putting in that family, or she's being misunderstood, or she's not receiving the proper kind of communication, then it may be really harder for the woman to get into that mode of to engage or to enjoy sexual intimacy. And for many women, foreplay means a lot, and for foreplay to like happen, it not begins only in the bedroom. It's like even like acts of kindness, meaningful conversations which can begin in the hall, in the kitchen, and it goes on as a shared emotional moments, and that closeness is required for a woman before she can like she cannot mechanically have an physical relationship. So this is something which is important for a woman. For men, it is not the main means of emotional connection for a man is comes with frequent sex. Here we are talking about most men, and we are not generalizing still. And I think it gives of I mean like it, from what the research says, it gives a close feeling, something that I am desired, she wants me, she needs me, I'm accepted kind of feeling that a man could get. A man's sense of masculinity and emotional self worth can be tied in part to how his partner responds to him physically. So I think we can see the difference here, that for women it is more emotional compared to men. But a man still feels that self worth and that manliness and being accepted by their partner through physical intimacy. Conflict resolution styles can differ from men and women. Most women are likely to desire to resolve problems through conversations. So, as we looked into information earlier, also, like women can be more verbally express what they feel, and have an open dialogue is easy for most women to resolve whatever is the issue, or whatever they need to sort out. They can say it straight, they can say it open, they can put it verbally, they can put it through words. So, if a woman feels something is off, she's more likely to bring it up in hopes of clearing the air. Yes, we are more inclined and interested in sorting out things by having open discussions, which is very difficult for most men, I feel. Men may lean towards avoidance or problem solving without delving too deeply into feelings. So they're not people who can really take up too much in the head. Most men are created in a way they don't want to feel that too much pain or taking too much responsibilities on their head when it comes to sorting out a problem. They might use procrastination, like, let us look into it later. So they don't generally dwell too much into feelings, where women are easily connecting those problems to feelings, disturbing feelings, and they want to get rid of it, whereas the man might want to procrastinate it. So because of that, it could lead to conflicts. So that avoidance behavior comes sometimes because one partner feels that the other person is capable of taking care of. She will look into it. It's not my problem. Sometimes just as an avoidance behavior, they can look into it. This isn't because they don't care, but sometimes they fear saying the wrong thing or being blamed. Sometimes it happens because of bad experiences they had prior with their partner also. Maybe they tried to do something, but it turned out to be a different thing because they did not communicate properly. Most men generally tend to have a problem with communication. It's not communicated properly. Then they might get into conflicts with their spouse in relation to that. And men may withdraw or become defensive, which can leave their partners feeling ignored or invalidated. So they are getting into a defense mode because they don't want to deal with certain things, and some men want to be in the good books of everyone in the society. As a family, I want to be in the good books of my parents. I want to be in the good books of my relatives. I want to be in the good books of my neighbors. Sometimes it could be so, but whereas when a woman wants to address a problem in these areas, they take the defense mode of like trying to convince the other person to not take it too serious. So then comes a problem where they're feeling ignored or invalidated. So I think while we are doing relationship coaching, it is very important for us to work whichever side the lag exists. For that, we need to know the pattern of our clients. So bridging this gap requires empathy, patience, and a willingness to meet halfway for the men. If this is the case and if this is the scenario, and a woman is going through it, whatever tough phase because of non-compliance from the partner, it could be sometimes the other way around also. So based on the unique history of every individual client, we need to plan work. Again, family issues. um, Men and women have different approaches generally. Women frequently take on the emotional labor in family matters, coordinating responsibilities, maintaining connections, and worrying about the well being of all members. I think generally, when we look into families and mostly a generation before, when we looked into our parents and no one generation before, most homes women used to do this, somewhere trying to maintain the connections between family members, maintaining that coordination between fathers and children, sorting out misunderstandings between son and father, somewhere playing a role to unite the family. It can sometimes be trying to establish a good relationship with the in laws, her parents, her children. And again, if there are any rough patches with the spouse, to work on it. More of work goes on in the head of the woman, and women take a major responsibility in keeping the nest intact. They often value harmony, support, and active parenting if children are involved. So, majority of the role and efforts, sometimes the woman puts. This I would confidently say from my own practice experience. When we go as consultants in schools, generally when we call for the parent, it is the mother who comes, the mother who turns up, not the father. So after a point we made it mandatory that parenting is a responsibility of the mother and the father, so the fathers can also come, are supposed to come. So like when we are talking to a mother about a child, she's able to give very clear history about what the child eats, what the child doesn't eat, what the child does, what the child doesn't not do, does not do. In academics, what is the struggle that the child is facing, how many hours the child is studying at home, what are the different kinds of extracurricular classes the child is attending. All this information the mother will know, and the behavior at school, the behavior at home, all these she will give very clear information. And from conception till childbirth and the milestones of the child, she is able to give clear history. But sadly, if the mother is not turning up for the meeting, and if the meeting is going on only with the father, it is very difficult to collect this information. And speaking here about my own experience, when I ask certain questions of the fathers to the fathers regarding their child, they are not able to give much history. They generally say, Madam, I think it would be better if you speak to the mother. Can I ask her to come? I just thought it's just a general meeting and I came, but I did not know that you would require this information because the mother knows better. Why, sir? When I ask why, sir? No, sir. No, madam. Morning I will go to office. Evening, late night I might sometimes come. I don't know what is happening at home. My wife takes care. Is sometimes ask a question again. Is your wife a housewife? No, she's also working. They will say she is also working. So she's also working, but she knows the information of what the child has ate today. From morning to night, she's able to give that information. But why the working dad is not able to give that information is a question here, which we need to like empower people with, or teach people with. So there'll be something called as parenting coaching, which can be provided to those who require. Because a mother, as much as a mother is taking responsibility, I'm not talking everyone, most of the times, maybe we are not involving as a society, as a culture, we are not involving the fathers in the parenting process. This parent teacher meeting itself is a very big example of it. And when conflict arises from family interference, in-laws, parenting styles, women may want to address issue through communication and compromise. So when we look into men, men may feel pressure to provide financially or focus more on external responsibilities. One very big challenge for men here is that they are considered to be the breadwinners of the family. Whatever said and done, working is optional for women in our culture, but a man cannot say the same. If he says the same, they laugh at him. The society, as a society, we might criticize him. So, uh, providing for the family is a very big responsibility, and being a male, he can have much more responsibilities, like providing for his parents who provided to him when he was a child, and to do the necessary responsibilities for his siblings if at all he is the eldest son. The society also is pressurizing men, and thereby the man needs to run behind money most of the time to provide for, not for him, to provide for people around him. Today's fathers are involving themselves in most of the struggles. They're not letting their wife suffer alone when it comes to household responsibilities. But the challenge they face is that the current modern fathers are in line with us, but people a generation ahead who follow this traditional system and have traditional expectations of the woman doing certain things are not able to take up man doing certain things. So that way there is a clash, and the modern fathers are finding it difficult to strike a balance between the traditional expectation, emotional involvement at home. To satisfy the parents as well as to satisfy the wife's needs is becoming a challenge for men these days. Men may avoid confronting or feel torn between partner and family loyalty. So sometimes men can face labeling when they're very authentic and supportive towards wife. They can face this name calling. In Tamil, they can say Pondati Dasan, or uh, there is this kind of misconception that being true to parents is ignoring your own the family that you have created. The first priority should be mother and father. For women, we just change it opposite. They have to leave their family and totally convert to the man's family, whomever they are married to. But a man is supposed to be loyal to his parents throughout, whereas woman's loyalty to parents is not a big concern and question here. I think the society is created by us, each one of us here present in the session, and others who might be watching this video, whoever, are also part of the system. So, somewhere, unless we take initiatives by raising certain questions and educating the younger generation, and at least empowering our clients whom we are providing coaching to, we are providing this kind of a training to, it wouldn't be of, I mean, much help if we are not taking steps to whatever reformation is needed in the life of the client, and again to design these differences for our clients and to provide whatever information they want and to give them some homework on which they need to really work on, what changes they can bring up, what work we are going to do in the session, structuring it, leading it, and the appropriate way of questioning. Before that, establishing a rapport with your client. All these are like very important for us to frame how we are going to take up the coaching in a relationship where two individuals are involved. And again, it's not that both should participate. If both are participating, we are very happy to take it across. But sometimes there might be one partner who's not willing to participate, but still, by getting the history from one partner about the other and what challenges they are facing in the relationship to take it further, where they're feeling that this relationship is no more working, or I am very confused whether I need to continue this relationship or not, or even to people who feel that somewhere I'm quitting, I want to give up on this relationship. Still, there is hope and scope to try. And if one person can really work on themselves, the whatever behavior they exhibit can sometimes create a change in the other person also. This I have practically seen. When one person can change their thoughts, feelings, and their behavior, the other person also automatically changes. Only in rare cases where the other person is very rigid or they have some other problem because of which they want to quit this relationship, they've already taken a decision to not comply, it will not work. But in most cases, when one person is really working hard on the relationship and they're also inviting change within their own selves, they will definitely be able to take the relationship to the next level. The efforts that they're making on their own behavior will transform the other person, and as a result, enhancing the quality of the relationship. A woman might interpret a man's emotional control over his feelings as disinterest. So this is existing, and here we are just noticing that this is existing, so that we teach someone that the structure is this way and what we need to do to enhance that harmony. Instead of feeling that you're disinterested in me and crying or wallowing, what is the right appropriate kind of behavior is what we are educating our clients about. A man might feel overwhelmed by what he perceives as too much talking or pressure to emote in ways that don't feel natural to him. Some men, even today, consider crying as drama. Maybe that is due to their past experience or whatever they were taught in their families. So sometimes they might ignore the spouse crying, feeling it is too much drama. I can't take too much drama. That is what the person knows, but he needs some education on this, that it is not drama, but it is something that he needs to address with the proper communication. Doesn't mean that men don't value emotional intimacy or want that women don't care about sex. The way love is communicated can differ. So, as I told you, maybe they're actually expressing love, but just because we did not understand that is an expression of love, we got into conflicts and we are again making a demand for love, where the other person might say that I'm already doing what I'm supposed to do, but they're not able to understand what the other person has done to us because we did not understand their love language, or we did not think that it is an expression of love. Both partners should be willing to learn each other's love language, and the person cannot love us the way how we are expecting them. They can only love us the way that they know how to love. So that also we should understand. But at the same time, if we want something, we can ask, we can place a demand. Suppose if I'm someone who likes receiving gifts, I can openly ask. There's nothing for me to feel shamed about it, because I remember a couple coming and telling me that a wife telling me that he's never given me any surprise gift. He has never cut cake for my birthday. He has never kept my photo in his DP or status, couple photo. He's never done such romantic things. So I told her, if it is 6+ years of marriage, I told her, when you have such an expectation, why didn't you communicate that to your spouse? If you want something, you can ask for. Otherwise, the other person will not know that you are needing this, because they can only show love in the way they want. Maybe the person takes her to a temple, and that is the way he knows that a birthday should be celebrated. So, if you are wanting something, if you openly ask, maybe next time they will do it for you. So that is something I taught her. It's okay to ask. There's nothing for you to feel shy here, because it's your partner. And similarly, if he requires something, he can ask you. He can ask, because it's not necessary for everyone to know everything. We are learning. We are all learners. We are still learners. We are learning from the environment. We are social beings where at every stage of life we are learning certain things from the environment around us. So, if this can be handled to some extent, stress and anxiety can be managed. To manage family problems and couple conflicts effectively, couple need to set healthy boundaries, make joint decisions, and maintain open communication. So, it's our responsibility to help people to set boundaries and promote joint decisions among couple as a relationship coach. and to maintain that communication wavelength among both with due respect and dignity for each other, to treat the partner well in a communication, avoidance of unparliamentary words or raising the tone, maintaining the body language with the right kind of attitude, facial expressions, the tone of voice in which we speak, all this is very important. Sometimes we are not fighting with the other person, but we can be misunderstood as being fighting with the other person because we are speaking louder. Maybe it could be an expression of anger. So, to be very cautious when we are making communications on sensitive issues is something which is very mandatory. All right, so we've looked into a lot of things today, a lot of concepts. So, could I hear from a few of you on what your new takeaway was on listening to this particular session? Anyone can speak. What was your new takeaway, or what is your feedback? Anything, feel free to speak about it.
Yes, Fatima. Actually, we all know, for me, it is a 20 years of marriage life. All these feelings, all these emotions, control, whatever we seen in the slides, we all pass on to so many years. But only I can see here is how nicely we can equip ourselves and upgrade ourselves in early period, so that we can manage our life, whatever the relationship, no, in better way. We can't say in successful or stress free or something like this. So then and there we will be facing lot of issues also. We'll be aware what can be done in better way, right? So this younger generations got a lot of facility to learn what is the relationship, and they really can work on with a lot of awareness, how this can be worked. So here, men or women, maybe they have a different emotions or feelings, but both are very important, right? Men's also very important, and ladies have to understand their in their, where they have to see from their side what's going on and all, because always ladies will be having a lot of emotional outburst where they are not able to think really what's going on. See, in my experience also, my husband is very introvert, I am very extrovert, both are in different way. So many years I don't know why he's behaving like this. He's not expressing, he's not telling anything. As you said, no, he's not getting any gift or something. But I'm the person who asks gifts. எனக்கு அது வேணும் இது வேணும் நான் கேட்டு 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 வாங்கிப்பேன். அவர் வந்து அங்கே நோ சொல்லவே முடியாது அவர்கிட்ட. ஈவன் ஹீ டோன்ட் லைக் ஆல்சோ, he will buy and give it to me.
Mm.
So after so many years, I observed as இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய sessions வந்து I was attending, when I came to know what is happening inside their men's feelings and all, they also know how to love, maybe in different language. When I was observing, no, என்னை விட அவர் தான் என்னை ரொம்ப லவ் பண்ணுறாருன்னு ஒரு ஸ்டேஜில் நான் தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டேன். In each and everywhere he was loves me so much. அது எப்படின்னா காலையில் எழுந்துக்கிறதுலேருந்து நைட்டு தூங்குற வரைக்குமே இன் ஒன் ஆக்ஷன் ஐ கேன் see his கேர் அண்ட் லவ். ஸோ நம்ம எப்பவுமே அது வெளிப்படையாக காமிக்கிறது தான் லவ் அப்படின்னு நினச்சிட்டு இருக்கோம். when ladies have to see and observe what really they are doing for us. And I'm a food, actually I'm a foodie. ஸோ எனக்கு சாப்பாடுனா எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். ஸோ அவர் வந்து வெரி டிசிப்ளின் கை ஹூ ஈட்ஸ் அட் ரைட் டைம், குவாலிட்டி குவான்டிட்டி இதெல்லாமே இருக்கிற ஒரு பர்சன். ஒரு எக்ஸ்ட்ராவாக நிறைய விஷயம் எனக்கு வாங்கி கொடுக்குறாரு. வெளியே போனால் ஹீ டோன்ட் சி த என்வாய்மெண்ட், பிகாஸ் ஐ லைக் இட், ஸோ ஹீ வில் பை அண்ட் கிவ் மீ. அதுக்கப்புறமா ஹீ வில் அட்வைஸ் மீ, இதெல்லாம் சாப்பிடாது, இட்ஸ் நாட் குட் ஃபார் ஹெல்த்ன்றது இட்ஸ் அட்வைஸ், தட் இஸ் டிஃப்ரெண்ட் பார்ட். பட் ஹீ நோஸ் தட் ஐ லைக் ஆல் திஸ் திங். ஸோ வேர் வி கேன் சி த லவ், most of the women didn't notice what is love is. So இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு அவேர்னஸோட if they are looking to their action means Problem varadin, I don't say, but lot of the problem can be sorted
Can be
out and it
definitely
can be
sorted.
handled in a better way. So it's a nice thing that this kind of awareness, any education has been given to the younger generations. No, for them it's very, they will be very mature. I think so. இப்ப இருக்கிற ஜென்ரேஷனோட மெச்சூரிட்டிலாம் நம்மளுக்கு எனக்கு இருந்தது இல்ல. So they can understand very easily to incorporate with their life in early time itself, so that better way they can lead their life in happily.
All
It's
right.
a very nice session, ma'am. Thank you so much for all these sessions. A
Okay,
good
Rana ma'am,
thing.
thank you so much. Can I get a feedback from someone else? Anyone can talk. Yes, sir.
Madam, it's an excellent session, madam. I am summing up, quoting through Bhagavad Gita. I am trying to make out something. I'm trying to put down in words. I'll post in my writing actually. After the session, I'll just put down in
Yeah,
words.
you can put
Thank you,
it
madam.
in the group. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. So, as I keep telling you, one positive thing that I see in the session is the people who generally join in the session continue to be until the end of the session. That itself is a very big appreciation for a speaker, I feel, because generally, when the session is not so informative or not interesting, people will drop out. But that doesn't happen in my sessions, and I'm really glad that to all the participants who stayed till the end. Yes, Sasi, ma'am, you want to speak something?
Yes, Swati, thank you so much. I really enjoy your sessions. Obviously, I don't know you at all, and I thought I'd just give a try with your first session. And what I really enjoy is the way you communicate. You give the lectures basically. It's just it comes with the flow, and also the case histories you give, the real life examples are really brilliant, because I live in the UK, and it's so nice to know about what's happening in your part of the world, because I have got some clients from your part of the world as well. So that's one of the main reason why I follow yours. What I want to say is that you are saying that even if you change one person in that relationship, it makes change. That's very much true. I mean, that's what I notice in my experience as well. I have, at the moment, I have got two couples, and I mean, so I see one individual, they have couple conflicts. She wouldn't come. So therefore, so he is continuing, but I can see that there's so much change in his partner after he changed. And whereas with the other couple, again, is an individual attending, but the reason is couple conflicts. But that party, that the woman wouldn't change, because she has undergone so much trauma. So she is still full of anger and fear because of her past experience. We are still working on it, but it's very much true. Especially today's session, I found it really, really useful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. And one more thing, if people are planning for a divorce, if they're saying that we are mutually wanting to separate also, still I think we can facilitate that in a decent way, that both parties don't accuse each other, and to make it a smooth, easy thing for both. So that
Absolutely,
facilitation also
absolutely.
can be done. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and this, I mean, that's what I think they are planning to do. I mean, that's what we are working on. Like, it's just because they got children. So, yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for listening to me. We'll wind up. Thank you.